Hello everyone, this is Vanshika Tainwala, legal intern under Lexis & Company for the month of June, and today in this video I will be talking about a recent landmark case of 2017. The name of the case is Shaira Bano vs Union of India. The citation of the case is Shaira Bano vs Union of India 2017 1 SCC 9. So in this case the triple talaq validity was challenged before the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court. So this was not the first time where the constitutional validity of triple talaq was challenged, but it was the first time when it was challenged before the constitutional bench comprising of 5 judges. So in this case it considers a plethora of cases where the issues have been previously highlighted. So the facts of the case were such that Rizwan Ahmed, the husband of the Shaira Bano, he pronounced talaq in the presence of 2 witnesses and delivered talaqnama dated on 10th October 2015 to Shaira Bano, his wife. So the Shaira Bano challenged the same, praying for a writ before the writ issued by the Supreme Court, declaring that the divorce to be void ab initio on the grounds that it violated her freedom of fundamental rights. So as a consequence, the constitutional validity of triple talaq was called into question before the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court comprising of 5 judges. So there are 3 judgments of the case: minority judgments of CJI Keher and Justice Nazir, written by Justice Keher; 2 majority judgments, one written by Justice Kurian, and another written by Justice Nariman on the behalf of himself and Justice Lalit. So the index takes systematically lays down the issue. The first issue is whether the talaq-e-biddat is Islamic in nature or not. Secondly, whether the Muslim Personal Law Shariat Act confers statutory status to the subjects regulated by it, or it's still covered under personal law, which is not law, under Article 13 of the Indian Constitution as per the previous Supreme Court judgments. And the third, whether it is protected by Article 25 of the Constitution. So the issue 1 is talaq-e-biddat. So talaq-e-biddat is a form of talaq which is irreversible form of pronouncement of talaq, and it is irrevocable. So triple talaq can be pronounced only by husband and not by wife. So the Quran frowns on the practice of talaq, but it frowns more on irrevocable and capricious form of divorce, wherein the husband is not bound to give the reason for the divorce, and which is characterized by the absence of a reconciliation period for the couple. So a similar reasoning is made to justify the validity of triple talaq. The respondents argue that Quran does not mention any specific form of divorce. So if the petitioner's argument is to be followed, then all the forms of divorce under Islamic law will be invalid, and all the married couples will be left by no remedy in case of marital disputes. So the critical analysis of this issue is that the reasoning and the conclusion in Shami Mara, which is quoted in the judgment, conveys that every talaq must be reasonable and should be preceded by the attempts of reconciliation. So the phrase attempt at reconciliation should be focused, and there must be attempt has to be between the 2 pronouncements of talaq. It can also be before the talaq for the first time. So coming on to the issue 2, so the coming on to the majority judgment, where Justice Nariman held that triple talaq to be unconstitutional as it is arbitrary in nature. So by focusing on arbitrability of law and not under gender equality under Article 15 as a basis of triple talaq to be unconstitutional, he tactfully swings the discussion away from the triple talaq as an instrument available only for males and not for females. So also by holding that Personal Law of Shariat Application Act 1937 to be a statutory regulation for Muslim divorce, he sidesteps the reconsideration of the Narasu Appamali judgment of Bombay High Court, which has been subsequently reaffirmed by the Supreme Court judgments. So in this case, the reasoning of Nariman was appreciated, and it was held that such practices will have to satisfy the Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Coming on to the issue 3, it was held that if the test is to be repeated in the context of India, whether a substantial part of the Islamic community are Hanafi Muslims or not, one must ask the interest of the spirit in the section at whether the Hanafi committee considers triple talaq to be an essential part or not. So in light of the submissions and the discussions following, it is answered in negative. So the conclusion is that the All India Muslim Personal Board has opposed the ban and called it government interference with the Muslim personal laws. So politicians for Bharatiya Janata Party have ruled that it is a way for Muslim men to satisfy their lust, and they are opposing the Uniform Civil Code. So triple talaq has been declared illegal in theocratic states such as Pakistan, Bangladesh and Turkey. So in this case, the Supreme Court also illegalized the triple talaq practice, and it is no longer valid for a husband to give talaq. Also, when it comes to the conceptualization of intersectionality, where we can better see that in case of Muslim women under Article 14, 15 or 21 cannot seem to be a universal definition of equality of life, or it is applicable to all the women. So this conception must be informed by the differences which women experience. So in this case, the courts held that the triple talaq is no longer valid, and the Muslim women and the Muslim husbands cannot take divorce by pronouncing talaq, 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 and Muslim wives have such remedies under the code. Thank you for listening.